So this is the first I Am Collective call in June. Today is June 7th. Yesterday was 6/6 portal. Whoa! I don't know if y'all felt that energy, but what?
11/11. Just saying.
11/11. Bing, bing, bing. Thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit team. Thank you. We recognize your partnership. Come be with us now. So beautiful. Anything else you want to put into 11/11? You can do that while it's here, while we're there. I was just talking about the energy of that 6/6 portal. So part of what I'm introducing in the 11/11 is that there are past ways of being that no longer serve, that are no longer necessary, that are outdated, that are complete, karmic patterns that are complete, Akashic records that are complete. And they are now on the other side of that portal and have not traveled forward with us. So I'm declaring that now. So that is a big part of the 6/6 portal, was all that was ready to leave fell away. And sorry, Sandy's like, delete this message. Sorry. Sometimes the work is top secret. Okay. So there's this, and I posted it on the Cosmic Playground and in the I Am Collective creation group, that it's like a biohack, basically. So it was like frequencies and a biohack is the word that they used to resolve things specifically around money and abundance. So I was playing in the background all day yesterday while I was making my calls, while I was doing my stuff with unemployment that like what is now like, you know, auditing me from 2021. That they're like, what is this? And so, you know, it's all, again, that sorry, Sandy keeps texting me. I'm gonna turn over my phone, so that's distracting. So then
I'll jump in for a second. Oh,
yes, please.
I just want to say hi, everybody. Today's kind of a crazy day for me, but definitely want to jump on. Lots going on, lots of energy going on, and a lot of people are recognizing it, which is actually an amazing thing. I will have to probably jump off around 11:45 or so, but I will be here as long as I can be here. And I don't know if you guys noticed, there's been kind of I guess it's an understatement, kind of a roller coaster. So you get this really surge of amazing highs, and then there's this dip, and the dip is almost like if you're, you know, how they have those big drops on the roller coaster where your stomach kind of flips for a second, and then you're like, oh my God, and then it goes back to being good again. But I've noticed that in the past couple of days, and yesterday was really intense.
Yes. When you said dips, I was like, oh yeah. And those, I don't go on those rides. Like, I don't like like those rides where you like free fall down. Fuck no. That is not my ride. Yeah, so definitely thank you for speaking to that, Shannon, because there's this wave, and I think the key is to really just the phrase that came to me recently about the dances that I lead is the phrase frequency flow. And I'm starting to apply that more, is like, it's a frequency flow. Like if it's up, great, right? You know, ride it up and milk it. And then like, if it dips, like just ride it through, because it will come up again. We know that that's the way it works, right? Like, So if we can just be present to it and write it in the moment, you know, I think that there's value in that, of just, first of all, being present, and then getting whatever the breakdown is. Like, I think that there's the temptation when we have all the tools that we have, when we're feeling in that low place or that dip, is like we want to fix it, or we want to move away from it really quickly. And I think that it can be a missed opportunity, that there's energy in this low vibration as well, or this, if it wasn't meant for us to experience it, we wouldn't be experiencing it. So why are we experiencing it? Like, what is this here to teach me? What is this here to show me? What is this here to maybe transmute? Like, maybe it is to transmute the energy. Like, okay, this energy needs to be cleaned and cleared and like replaced with something else, or it needs to be upgraded, or it needs to, you know, something. So simultaneously, I am with my law of attraction. Oh, she probably just lost signal. My law of attraction group, we're reading The Illusion of Money by Kyle Cease. He's brilliant. He's amazing. He's right up there with Steve Noble for me. Maybe not quite. Steve Noble is totally my like spiritual crush. And I think he might be gay, but I'm not sure. I think he might be, not that it matters, but and Kyle Cease has just been lately, he's been posting some stuff, and he posted something about June that was like letting go of attachments. So I'm going to share it on the Facebook pages as well. But this is the chapter that I just read. You have no idea what's waiting for you when you untangle yourself from all the past regrets, disappointments, and things that you're trying to recreate, and everything that is blocking you from right now. There's magic here when we don't try to shove all the remnants of our past into this moment. Appreciate your baggage, then release it, and allow yourself to show up fully in this moment. You'll discover an entire new life full of possibility and abundance right in front of you. And then the next chapter is falling in love with your expansion. You are all of it. You are the primary thing. You are expansion, growth, freedom. When we're aiming for our expansion instead of money or some external, temporary external result, we have a power and an intention that is thousands of times stronger than when we're trying to achieve some mental goal. And he says thousands of times might be an exaggeration, or it might be too little. I'm not sure. Your expansion is your life force. If you're not expanding, you're contracting. And if you're constricting, your expansion is your life force. If you're not expanding, you're contracting, you're constricting, you're dying. Oh, Shannon's back. When you move towards your expansion, you will get what you need. Trust me. You will be provided for in some way that you can't see on this side of your mental assumptions, which can only see one or two linear ways to make something happen. And there's so much more, but like, then the other thing that I wanted to share is, you know, as I shared before, that I've been doing this Kyle Cease meditation every morning. It's almost an hour, 50-minute meditation. And I've been meditating every morning for about a month and a half right now. What a difference. And I can so feel it when I don't. Like, I can feel the difference when I don't take the time in the morning to connect to my inner being, to connect to self, to connect to source. And it feels indulgent, that I'm like, there's so much to do in my day that I'm going to take an hour before I get out of bed just to do this. And it's like, all my to-do, my doing is like so calling me, you know, that I have to be like, no. And then my friend Ben leads a meditation sequence, and he just let it live for June 1st through June 6th. So yesterday was the last day of it, specifically for the 6/6 portal. And there's a couple of Abraham Hicks rampages that are in the beginning of it. And there's one that says, it's a I think it's the physical well-being one, or it might be the love your body one. Those are the two that he uses. And Abraham's talking about how we are vibrational beings, and our physical body is like an expression of that vibration, an extension of that vibration. And I know we are frequency, we are energy, we are vibration. Like, I understand that. And that's the realm with which I work. And I've always been expressing it as my physical being and my inner being, my physical body and my inner being, my physical body and my spirit body. So I've been expressing it as separate. And when I got during the meditation, I was like, no, this is one. It's all like, this is the vibrational expression of source called Julie. All of it. And so I'm starting to play with that as I'm navigating some stuff physically in my physical body, in my energetic expression in the physical. I'm reframing it as I speak. Like, I know how to transmute energy. I know how to increase frequency or raise a vibration. So I'm playing with that now. Like, what does that look like for me to do that in the 3D physical expression that I'm now, this vessel that is my physical vessel that is called Julie. I don't know. So I just kind of wanted to broach all of that. Like, that's the last 24 hours kind of for me. And I would love to hear what's going on with everyone. And Shannon, if you have to hop off, if there's anything else you want to share about yesterday or the last, between when we met this week and last week, and you may not be in a space to share, but if you are, you can just come off mute whenever that is. And welcome Joanne. She's first time to this call. May not be able to stay on the call the whole time, but Joanne and I were just in an online intensive together that is really super powerful. And so everybody is, I think, releasing and waking up. It's the velocity with which people are releasing and waking up seems like it's ramping up. I don't know, that's just a seeming to me. So, and Jennifer, if you have anything astrologically about the 6/6 portal, I'd love to hear that. I don't know, the floor is open if anybody would like to share.
It definitely speaks to something I'm currently navigating in a relationship. So thank you so much for expressing that. Because like, as you're talking, I'm processing and putting together with what I've been processing on my own, and I've come to a conclusion that feels good. So I'm gonna sit with that for a little bit. But thank you for sharing. It's completely apropos. And I had a lovely time last night doing my 6/6 portal self-love meditation and practice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I almost did Hape last night and then I didn't, and I'm kind of, I may do it today. We're still in the energy of that, by the way. It's just opened. So
I think through the 24th.
Yeah, it's open for a while. And as I said, I'm headed to, that's good to know. So Jennifer, I call on you as my celestial astrological expert. So hopefully you can speak to that, but we could also research it. The 24th is Jamie's birthday, who is the leader of this immersive experience that I am co-facilitating. And that's pretty exciting to know that we're still operating in that. I mean, I've been looking at what's been happening for sure, and this is a really powerful time energetically for a while. you know, like May and June is off the charts from what I've been seeing.
I recall reading yesterday, 6, 12, and 24 are the key dates for this portal.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. So Joanne, Cynthia, Shannon, Jennifer, anybody else have anything to say? I mean, I could keep sharing from the book, but I would love to hear from you. I don't always like to hear myself talk.
You know, I was just going to say that this roller coaster ride that we're on, it's funny, I just looked outside and there's a sign that says 12-12. It's like right in my front of my face. But I'm wondering what's causing that, because I had noticed that it's almost like not just our own, like our 3D stuff, but it's like what we are feeling spiritually, and even old energies that are stuck spiritually are now surfacing. I'm wondering, I know that there's a timeline shift. I know that there's a shift that we're creating at this moment, but I'm wondering what's bringing up the old spiritual stuff.
I mean, I would think that it's just, what's coming to me is like, first of all, we're removing layers. You know, it's like when you dig in the earth, you get down further. And when you get down further, there's like new earth that gets unearthed. So that was the visual that I was just shown, is like we're clearing the layers, peeling back the layers of the onion. And this is like some of the older spiritual stuff that's coming up is just, it's just that it's older, it's deeper down, and it's coming up to be healed or to be addressed, or sometimes it's coming up to be acknowledged, right? Like that's something that I recently, hi Christina, welcome.
Aloha.
Aloha. That sometimes it just wants to be acknowledged. Like at the time that spiritual thing got created, that was the best we knew how to do, or that was what we were dealing with at the time, and we dealt with it with the capacity that we had at the time. So, you know, it's quite possible that it's coming back around because we now get to engage with it from a different vantage point. Like there's one of the cards in the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and it's called Round and Round, and it's like you're repeating this cycle, but you're repeating it now from a different vantage point, with different tools, with like a different energy engagement than you dealt with it before. You know, so that's kind of what I got about it, Shannon, was like it's coming back up, not to like, oh, I thought this was done, you know, I've got to deal with this again. No, it's coming back up to truly get it complete, or to upgrade it. Like it might be something that's useful, like there's elements of it that are useful and elements of it that might be okay to fall away. But we don't have to disregard all of it, you know. So thank you for bringing that up, because that just provided a lot for me. What just came out of what got just sent through my mouth. That really provided a lot. So Cynthia, anything you'd like to share? Christina, anything you want to share about the 6/6 portal?
I don't know. I mean, the energies are really are big.
Yeah.
Clearly. And I will say the whole last week, I was feeling very, very tired, which is unusual for me because I get enough sleep.
Yeah.
And I did mention last week that I'm encountering a lot more energy clearings on other folks lately too. So I kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's just a lot of energy floating out there. Protect yourself, cleanse yourself, balance your chakras. There's energy that's looking to attach also. Protect your own personal energy. So,
yes. Thank you for speaking to that. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I haven't heard about 6-6 portal, so I'm curious what it is. 6-6 portal.
So
6-6 portal.
I don't know heaps about it.
Mhm.
Jennifer messaged, by the way, that she's at the vet, and so that's why she's being quiet. And Joanne would love to share, but she's not in the space for it where she is right now. So next time, that's awesome. And it's also great just to be, listening and contributing your energy in that way. That's often what Christina does, our Hawaii contingent. Aloha, our aloha energy. So
The dates, June is the 6th month. The 6th, obviously, the 6th day of the 6th month. And then 2022 reduces down to the number 6. And if you look at literally, Tesla said, if you understood the power between 3, 6, 9, you would understand the universe. It's literally like a formula to create a toroid or free energy. So that's by way of partial explanation on why that day is important.
Thank you. So what else do I want to share? So I'm glad that you spoke to clearing energy, and we've mentioned it before, but it's always a good reminder. Clear several times a day. The last week we did that Steve Noble energy and portals clearing. Smudge, do whatever you do to like clear, but it's not just about the clearing. Something. It's not just about the clearing. There's something about balance, and then there's also like we're clearing, but then we replenish. Like that's one of the things I love about Steve Noble is that he's so freaking thorough. Like he clears everything and then he protects it. He clears everything and then he refills it with light, with energy, with mostly light and energy. And then protects it. So it's not just enough to like clear any negative attachments. We've also got to, once those are clear. Thank you for coming, Joanne. So right now, every Tuesday at 11 in Pacific time. And I know that you're part of the Cosmic Playground and stuff like that. So you'll hear about stuff coming up. And thank you for joining us today. And the recording will be posted if you want to go back and listen to how we end the call, because we've got about 25 minutes or so that will probably do some energy process. I don't know. So
so I was gonna say there's I used to say all the time there was a wave coming, and I kept saying there's a wave coming, and you could either have your surfboard ready, or you could get run over by it, or you can move out of the way, but it's coming regardless. And I was just contemplating that energy and remembering that I used to say that all the time. And what I feel is that's kind of what's going on right now, right? You got those highs, and then you got the fast dips. And so, and what you said about clearing the soul energy, right? We have so much that happens to us, and it's not even necessarily while we're incarnated. I mean, we go through things, we do things, we experience things on the other side as well. For instance, I actually had a very clear memory of going through a simulator before I got here. And the simulator was so real that I was so immersed in it. It was almost like being incarnated here. And in the simulator, I was protecting, or I stepped in to protect a child from a demon. And it actually resulted, my stepping in resulted in the soul death of the child. And I remember the energy being so devastated, even though it was a simulator and it wasn't real, my spirit was devastated about that soul death. And then I incarnated almost right after that. So I brought that energy into this light. And so I had to deal with that. I had to come to terms with it. I had to clear it. I had to go through that whole process. But you wouldn't think, or at least in layman's terms, you wouldn't think that you would have to deal with something like that while being incarnated here. But it's all related. And everything that we go through, everything that we experience, everything that we think of is all related. That's the point I wanted to make. So maybe there's something that we can do to help today, to help all of that old energy baggage, this old energy spirit baggage that is ready to be cleared. Maybe we can help clear that for people.
That sounds awesome. And I just noticed there are now 6 of us. I think that sounds great, Shannon. I'm not particularly called to lead that, however. I mean, I can, but if there's someone else who maybe wants to lead that clearing, I would be really open to that.
And maybe it's just the energy of going with the waves, right? We're going through these waves for a reason. And what do waves do? They clear things out. So maybe even putting the intention in us tapping into the energy of the waves, that we put the intention that it's clearing out all of the stuff that we do that we no longer serve us. Because maybe there isn't like we have to do this particular ritual or particular, thought process. Maybe it's just going with what's already being provided for us.
Okay,
for
so
some reason, Gabriel keeps mentioning Gina.
I have something I want to read, but do you want to speak to that, Gina, or should I read this and then you speak?
I'm sorry, I got distracted. I didn't hear that last bit. What?
So Shannon said Gabriel keeps mentioning you.
Okay. Okay.
We're talking about the waves and using the waves to clear old spiritual energy that is no longer serving us.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were talking about who might be the best, and not that I'm trying to put you on the spot because I'm not. There's something about emotion code about the energy of what it is that you do, and I'm probably butchering it. I apologize, but Gabriel keeps saying that she has something for this.
Yeah. Okay. We can certainly do clearing on the collective as we've done in the past. Light language has been coming through a lot verbally for me, which is part of the tonsil nonsense I was dealing with before, which is much better now. So we can also do some of that too, if that feels good. Do you get a hit one way or the other, Shannon?
I think either one would be fine.
Or both.
I mean, both. Neither one takes very long.
I'm getting start with the collective clearing, and then the light language will come out of that.
Okay. Sure. While I get that stuff going, was there anything else, Shannon? Jules? or anyone else?
I'm going to go ahead and read this because it's on my desk and it's been like winking at me. I've read it before on the call, but it wants to be read today. Serve and assist you. Placing your attention on something activates it, gives it more life, more energy. Giving your attention is like spending your money. It's putting energy towards something, and hopefully for your sake, it is something you want to experience more of. You are capable of altering any situation with your attention to it. But there's more to it than just your attention, because you can put your attention on something and resist it, or you can put your attention on something and celebrate it, love it, and adore it. So whichever you choose will determine the outcome of the attention that you're placing in a certain direction. Because you are multidimensional beings, you do have the ability to put your attention on more than one thing at once and look at it from a variety of perspectives. Whenever you're giving something your attention, decide which part of yourself you want to be observing it from. And when you make that choice, you automatically shift your perspective. When challenging situations arise, ask to view it from the highest possible perspective. And whatever you do, allow yourselves to give your attention to that which you feel drawn to. You're being drawn to have a certain experience, and all experience is serving you in some way. So you don't have to worry about putting your attention on something that may be of a lower frequency, because again, it ultimately matters most how you are giving your attention to it. You can send it love or you can despise it. You can resist it or you can allow it. You and only you get to decide where you put your attention and which aspect of yourself you view the situation, the person, or the object from. And that decision defines your relationship to it. There is not a right way to view something, and there's not a right relationship to have with something. But we suggest you go with the perspective that feels the best. We are infinite. We are love. Thank you. Okay, go for it if you're ready.
Just want to underline, so it, not what we're putting our attention on, but how we're putting our attention on it. How. So what I have as our focus is clearing whatever has been brought to the surface of the collective consciousness according to the highest good of the collective, to connect and empower divine unconditional love.
Jesus.
Feel good?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we invite anybody else on this call or watching later to connect and support however you do according to your gifts and guidance. So connected now to the collective consciousness. What trapped emotion or compound is the highest priority for us to transmute today according to the highest good of the collective?
Judgment. Ooh, came in hard. Judgment.
So I actually got defensiveness, which is a and we know that with the emotion code chart, it's umbrella terms, spectrum terms, shades of gray. So yes, interpretations, again, defensiveness. Little tears in the eyes with that one. So internal defensiveness and external defensiveness, creative insecurity. So this is very fear-based creative insecurity, really a cloud around the heart of the collective. And then I feel a lot of power in the tongue and sharpness in the tongue, indicating the behavior of lashing out externally verbally from a place of fear and insecurity. Creative insecurity.
It's like, I don't know quite the emotion, but it's like unlovable, like unworthy.
I just got unsupported. Yeah, and that also fits into creative insecurity. I got creative insecurity 2 times, so 2 different applications of the same.
And funny that you said that, because I got defensiveness too, like, but then I was like, oh, judgment. Like, so I got it, and then what came out was judgment.
And defensiveness can be the reaction to judgment.
For sure.
Makes sense.
But what I was feeling was the reaction, and what came out of my mouth was judgment.
And
That's-
along the lines of judgment, I'm getting rejection.
Rejection, yes. Also terror and dread. And that terror was really around how one fears they will be viewed. The mouth is full of truth. So how one fears they'll be viewed if they speak their truth.
Oh,
And so instead what comes out is passive aggression and sharp words because it's too scary to reveal one's truth. Okay, so we have defensiveness, creative insecurity, unsupported, terror, dread, rejection, 8 emotions. Total number of times this exists within the collective. $23,981. So I'm going to do a little math and multiply the number of emotions with the number of times it exists in the collective. This compound is 191,848 emotions. Transmuting that into the frequency of love. Releasing all forms, effects, generators, regenerators, and imprints across all space, time, and dimension. Done. So I'm really feeling like this hardness over the heart and the throat with tenderness underneath, and then like this rod in the spine as in like stiff upper lip, like back straight, shoulders back, pretend like everything's fine. Those types of behaviors that have been valued too long. Another compound. Defensiveness. Shame.
Yeah.
Frustration. Really hardening down the solar plexus chakra and frustration, heartbreak in how one is feeling perceived and the inability to connect to one's authenticity in order to act from authenticity. And so the discord between how one is perceived and how one feels internally, knowing that the internal feeling at that point is not the authentic self. It's the out of balance self.
I'm adding in the frequency now, the energetic imprint of 126.22, 126.22 hertz for the solar plexus to support that in this work now.
We also have defensiveness, wishy-washy. Wishy-washy is being out of one's power. So the influences of others are what tells us what we should think and feel and do. So wishy-washy makes a lot of defense, and this book ended by defensiveness. Wishy-washy.
The wishy-washy, I'm getting a hit on that is it's like there's no instruction of how to be in those circumstances. So the wishy-washy is like, what do I do here? It's not a like, the wishy-washy is not weak. It's very active. What I'm saying, like it's almost like reactive.
Right. And there's a knowing that it's not right, but then how to get into one's power and strength. And I got wishy-washy several times. I'll read the whole list in a moment, but 2 of them are very much a lot of heat in the face. So it is being out of one's power in order to appease others who also don't want one to be in their power. So defensiveness, shame, frustration, defensiveness, wishy-washy, defensiveness, wishy-washy, wishy-washy, dread, 9 emotions. Total number of times in the collective. 60,000. 65,000. 332. 65,332 times in the collective. Again with that spine inflexibility, and then also that the spinal column as a channel for the free flow of energy root to crown. A lot of clogging in there connected with this and inflexibility. Inflexibility as a perceived value, as an attempt at strength, defensiveness, dread, terror, wishy-washy, depression. The depression makes my arms so heavy and the heart so heavy. It would make it really difficult for one to reach out toward all that is of the highest good, towards love, towards opportunity, toward blessings that are right in front of you. That's everything for this compound. Defensiveness, dread, terror, wishy-washy, depression, 5 emotions, total number of times in the collective, 80,300. 83,334 times.
I'm now sending the frequency of 136.10 hertz. Green beam of healing light and unconditional love through the meridians of the physical body on behalf of the collective.
I feel like we can do one more. Wishy-washy.
There's something on the lower half of the body, like legs, feet, hips, something in there.
And it feels a lot of there's like both stagnation and then also this active prickliness. So it's like this tension and discord between being stuck and hating being stuck. And I'm really feeling like a hollowness in the solar plexus. This stuckness and the hating of being stuck connected to not being in one's truth, therefore not knowing steps forward. So it's this constant cyclical issue. I feel it all the way from the back of the solar plexus chakra to the front, all the way through. There's something there about the pattern of old, what we perceive as failures, informing our future decisions. It didn't work then, so why should it work now? It will never work because it didn't work then. Defensiveness. Stubbornness. Stubbornness.
11:55.
Terror. Wishy-washy. That's everything.
Yeah. So I'm introducing into the space the frequency of 194.18 hertz. This is root chakra. So grounding, clearing. What's the word I'm looking for? Like rebirth, but it's also like decay. Like there's that part of rebirth that requires decay to be reborn.
Mm.
Mm.
This compound is 1,783,312.
Yeah, I felt that deep too.
Mhm.
My face is hot. It's a lot of energy with that. A lot of heat.
Eli oli huyuna hale, oli e hala hatunia mia la hate, alia hala hali hienia hamin, o hala haneia. O hali hienia matunia falahathin, o hana halei. Bokhali iuni akhala malashani ni la hakofi la kami la kami bokhale kami halohiana tuyelio mola hanimia mola hatunia. I feel complete.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel complete as well. While you were doing that, while that light language was coming through, I was using the third eye tuning fork, which is 221.23 hertz. Gotta love it. So beautiful. And I was doing it directly on third eye, but also I'm going to breathe it in to cement it and seal it. Awesome. That feels complete. Is there anything else you want to say about that, Gina? Anything else?
2,123,826 emotions transmuted.
That's huge. Thank you
That's a
for that.
lot. Thank you.
I didn't speak it, but it was definitely in the space for me. I'm wearing my Pride shirt, right? And it is Pride Month. And so a lot of that was coming up, I think, was that energy of like, that was the first thing I saw when we were talking about judgment and defensiveness and like the lack of freedom to be. So I'm going to be doing a lot of recording today on this, you know, on this whole notion of pride and love is love and all of that. And so thank you for, tell me the numbers again.
2,123,826. 2,123,826, which adds up to 6. High fives all around.
Awesome. So I'm complete. Is there anything else anybody wants to say to thank you for joining, Jennifer, even though you're at the vet and you could just be listening. Your energy is always so lovely to have. Thank you for Christina for joining after you did your reading, as always. It's lovely to have your energy and your glow with us as well. And anything else that you ladies want? I don't want you, Gina and Cynthia, I don't want you to feel unacknowledged as well. I'm just acknowledging because they're not on camera.
No, and I think sometimes it really is just about holding the space and bringing in the consciousness. And I'm happy to play that role. That was really a lovely clearing. Thank you.
Yes.
just grateful to be a part of it. Yeah.
I love the light language that's coming in for you. It's so lovely. Mine is so different. Mine's like, it's so deep and it's so like, like I'm like, it's not singing like that. That's pretty. No, sometimes it is singing. So it has been singing some, and that's how I knew. I was like, this is not me. I'm not a singer. Like I don't do that.
I'm not a singer either, but this it feels really good.
Yeah,
Feels good. Yeah.
definitely feels really good. Let me rephrase that. I have, up until now, I have not been a singer. That might change once I complete whatever that story is about that I'm not a singer.
There you go. Me too. Okay.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. I invite you to invite others for next week. Let's grow this. You know, it's like we've been having people trickle in. And the more that are here or share the recordings, you know, like if there's somebody that you want to share it with that that benefits from it, like we speak to that of other people watching this, but I don't know who those other people are. And I share it on the Cosmic Playground, but that's not a huge following yet, you know, and it's getting there, but it's growing. So I don't know, like I feel like what we're doing here is really, I was going to use the word important, and that's not accurate, but it's like really impactful. And I would love to get it out to more people.
Agreed.
I love you. Have a blessed week. And Jennifer, if you'd like to post on the collective creation page, anything about the 6/6 portal or anything that you want to.
I will do a astrology on there too. Sorry, I'm just at a meeting and I'm like with the vet and I'm like, I can't talk really, but I'll do a little astrology synopsis and put it up on the page for everyone.
Bueno.
Right.
Perfect.
Bueno.
Thank you.
Okay, well, adios, mis
Great
amigas.
sacred service today, everyone. Adios.
Love you guys. Adios.